beginning today's practice in reclined butterfly. So bringing the soles of your feet together and letting the knees drop out. It's not necessary to bring the feet close to the groin, instead make more of a diamond shape. Feeling that lovely pressure through the sacrum as you ground here, grounding through the shoulders, shoulder blades drawn down, wings tucked away, and that sense of gravity just taking over. So taking a few deep breaths here, starting to come into your deep belly breathing. Perhaps you've already practiced a few rounds of Salute to Gaia. So just coming to rest and taking a pause to transition into the next part of this morning's practice. Just allowing the sounds of the morning, sounds of nature, sounds of life, just to move around you, being a witness, yet choosing to not get involved, stepping away from any trains of thought and coming back to witness your breath and sensation unfolding within you. So you're welcome to press pause at any time and rest in any of these poses for a longer period of time. But for the purpose of this guidance, we'll just stay here for shorter doses. So bringing the knees together and drawing your knees up into the chest, into cradle, interlocking your fingers, just letting the arms drape like fabric, feeling the shoulders ground and feeling also the sacrum ground. So the energy and the weight is flowing down through the sacrum. Tucking your chin slightly, then letting go, feeling softness through the neck, the throat and the jaw. Feet are soft, whole body letting go. Keep breathing deeply, really noticing the exhalation as you draw the navel back down to the spine, feeling yourself connecting with the lower abdominal space where the dantian, that lower energy center, rests. So seating that energy into the lower belly while you also release as you exhale. So we're going to bring a little flow into the spine, bringing the feet to the ground. Feet are and knees are hip width apart. So taking care not to let the knees fall out, instead keeping that nice alignment there, feeling grounded through the feet in parallel. And we'll just have our arms down by the side of the spine. So we're going to come into a breathing bridge pose. So as you press down through the feet and down through the shoulders, inhale, slowly feeling the hips lift. At the fullness of your inhale, you'll feel the fullness of your lift. Drawing the knees towards each other, engaging into the inside of the thigh. And as you exhale, rolling down through the spine. So this is probably a familiar pose to many of you, but a really lovely way to wake up the spine and to step into flow. Inhale, lifting up, grounding through the feet and the shoulders. And exhale, vertebrae by vertebrae, rolling that down to the ground. Feel the sacrum ground. Inhale, lift. Synchronizing the breath with your movement. Exhale, rolling down. Now if you'd like to, you can bring the arms into this. Inhale, press down through the feet, down through the shoulders. Bringing the arms over as the breath becomes full. The hands reach the ground, feeling the lift through the hips. And exhale, rolling back down again. Synchronizing breath and movement. Inhale, lift. Pressing down through the feet, feeling that lovely lift through the hips. We're going to inhale, and we're going to pause here, reaching out through the fingers, pressing down through the feet, through the shoulders, feeling that lift in the hips. And I invite you now just to soften the buttocks and feel your core take over. Feel your core holding you in this pose. And the grounding through feet and shoulders. drawing the knees towards each other as though you're squeezing a block. And then we'll come down, rolling down as you exhale all the way down. We're going to come up one more time. Inhale, lift. Feeling the spine ripple. And once again, either pausing here, feeling the buttocks soften, feeling the grounding through the feet and the shoulders. Or if you'd like to take this a little further, extending your right leg up as you press down through your left foot, connecting sky and earth. And lowering that leg down. And then changing sides, lifting left foot up, pressing down through the right foot, lifting up through the hips, reaching up through the toes, grounding the shoulders. And then slowly coming down. If you feel the urge to do that again, you can go for it. Otherwise, taking a breath in, and as you exhale, let's roll back down to the mat. Pausing just for a moment, letting your knees rest together. Feeling the sacrum grounding. And then bring our knees to the chest. I'm going to come up to tuck the nose towards the knees. And counterpose to that back bend. And releasing that down. Let's roll over to the right side and support ourselves to come up. And we're going to come into dragonfly. So I have a blanket to sit on, as we have done other mornings. Otherwise you can use a cushion, a folded towel, or a yoga block. I'm going to shuffle back now, turning sideways on my mat, and bringing the legs apart and just one leg length, so that we can maintain that connection between the heels and the sitting bones. So even if you're really quite open, just coming to that even length, one leg length. So connecting down through the heels as opposed to flexing out through the feet. We're going to take a yin approach to this pose. So connecting the heels, and as you do, feeling yourself rocking back into the sitting bones, so grounding through the hips. Shoulders are soft, and if coming forward you feel that you're automatically going to want to drive this with your shoulders, bring your arms behind you and just let the arms just rest, palms up or fingers to the floor, and we're keeping those shoulder blades in. So as we come forward, we're going to come forward by sitting back into the hips first and spilling forward, allowing our breath to guide us there. So feel that pressure in the heels, feel that sitting back into the hips, maintaining that softness and lightness in the back of the knees. So inhale, and as you exhale, sucking the navel back down and feeling that tilt coming forward. Inhale, sit back into the hips. Exhale, sucking the navel. And you might take 3 rounds of this breath, guiding yourself in. You might then choose to bring the arms forward, completely up to you. And it doesn't matter how far forward you're coming. So you can see I'm not coming very deeply, but I'm feeling a lovely sensation through the back body, through the back of the legs, and I'm feeling grounding in my sitting bones. So let's come forward, finding the edge, keeping the shoulders down, shoulder blades in, palms to rest, and then just letting the head drape forward. So if you're going to stay here for a few minutes, pressing pause, setting your timer perhaps, or maybe you go on your intuition, and just letting go here. I'm going to take 6 full breaths to show you, and then we'll continue on. Keep sitting back into the hips with the inhale, and exhale, sucking the navel back down, drawing it back to the spine, feeling that connection to the lower belly. So when I say sucking, it's very gentle, very grounding. And then slowly come out after your time. We're going to work laterally now, one of my favourites, really opening up into the side body and into the chest, the upper back and the arms. So I'm going to slide over to my left, coming into lateral dragonfly, keeping that right sitting bone grounded, bending at the elbow and resting my head on the back of the hand. If when you come here you find that you're quite closed out across the chest, you can take a block, pop it next to the knee, and feel a little more openness here to work with. So once you feel nice and connected here through that right side, let's bring the right arm over, feeling that lovely length through the side body, and then letting the arm dangle over the head. If that's too deep, bring your hand to rest. But just ensuring that you're not just suspended midair. Let go. Again, press pause, and ideally you do want to stay here for 3 minutes at least, and really allow yourself to feel the benefits, the lovely opening benefits of lateral dragonfly. I think it's probably one of my favourite poses. Breathing into the belly, feeling that firm drawing of the navel back down to the spine, the connection to the lower belly. So I'm going to stay here for 6 breaths, but you are hopefully staying for a few minutes. If you're not, that's fine. Just experiment with what's working for you. And of course we have limits on our time. The most important thing is you are on your mat right now and you are dedicating this time, 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes to yourself and starting your day in a very, very positive way. So that is the most amazing and inspiring thing. So I'm going to release the arm first, keeping my shoulders soft, and then I'm going to slide back to center and just pause there. Feel sensation in the lower back. A nice deep breath in and out. And then sliding over to the right side, keeping the left hip grounded. Support my head. Don't forget to use the block if that's what you need. So heart is open. Feeling that lovely release through the lower back of the hip. Sitting back into the hips. And then bringing that left arm over. Feeling the release. Let the arm hang. Like so. Feeling supported and able to let go. Continuing to witness the breath, witness sensation, witness all that's going on around you. Perhaps the morning is busy already, but feel yourself just anchoring deep, anchoring to the breath, into the moment and deep into your body. Perhaps you've pressed pause, ready to stay here for a few minutes. Otherwise, stay with me for these 6 to 10 full breaths in and out, into the belly. Feel yourself circulating that breath and the energy through the inner body. And release. Sliding back to center and pause, just soak that in. There might be a bit of warmth moving through now, working a little deep into the spine. We're going to take our hands underneath the knees, bring the knees back together, just give ourselves a nice little squeeze here. And then let's come into Seiza. So resting on the heels. And then we're going to slide over to the right side. So we're going to do a seated twist, seated deer. So sliding the left foot with the top of the foot open and facing down to the mat, taking that behind that left hip. And we orientate the foot in this way so that we have an outward rotation through the thigh bone and that hip joint. Grounding through the sitting bones. If this one is a little up, just keep weighting down through that side, and the right foot is resting on the inside of the thigh, seated deer. I'm going to have my left hand to my left knee, so that when I come into this twist, I'm nice and open across the heart. Bring the right hand behind, keep the shoulders down, and as you do, feel that weight moving down into the hips. So let's take a few breaths and feel ourselves moving from the base into this seated twist. So inhale, feel soft lengthening while you're keeping those shoulders down. As you exhale and drawing the navel firmly back to the spine. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, coming into your edge, comfortably into the neck. And bringing this into your eyes. Bring the muscles of your eyes into this by gazing to the wall behind you. Using pressure into this left hand to hold. The shoulders stay soft, moving down the back. Taking a few more breaths here. And release. Bringing the gaze around. Bringing the arm around. Come back through center. So pass through Seiza. Sliding over to the left side. Top of the right foot opens to face down to the mat. Knee moves back. Left foot to the inside of that right thigh. And right hip is rooting down as much as the left. Again, if there's space there, that's okay. Keep grounded here. Or you can also slide a blanket underneath your seat. So right hand to the right knee. We'll bring the left hand behind us, nice and close. The pressure here through the right hand, working from the base and with the breath, shoulders down. Inhale. Into the belly, exhale. Drawing the navel back. Inhale. And exhale. Bringing this into the eyes, gazing to the wall behind you. Breathing deeply into the belly and smiling, setting yourself up for a positive day, a day of flow, a day of ease, a day of mindfulness, a day of feeling fully present within your body, calm, grounded and energized. And release, come back to center. So you're welcome here to come onto your back into Shavasana to rest, or crossing the feet and resting in stillness seated. So just having your hands resting on the thighs, you can bring some height underneath the seat to be a little bit more comfortable around the hips and the lower back, particularly if your knees rest quite high. So we're just going to sit. Palms on the thighs, shoulders soft. Press pause, and I invite you to stay here for about 5 minutes if you feel, just to start practicing sitting, watching the breath, watching sensation in the body, and cultivating even more that quietness in your mind. Very powerful to do first thing in the morning. Building up to around 20 minutes is really optimum, and this really sets you up for a very calm state. You'll notice how that changes the day ahead. But for now, maybe you start with 5 minutes, and that's perfect. So sitting, just watching the breath, releasing the thoughts, and after you have sat for your chosen time, bringing your hands into prayer, Anjali Mudra, connecting with your heart, feeling yourself breathing into your heart, aligning with your true nature. And from that space, create your intention for the day ahead. As you form that intention in your mind, make it affirmation based, so in the present tense, as though it's already happening. Going beyond the words and feeling that happening in your body. Feel that experience in your body. It's a very powerful thing to do. Feel yourself living that truth. When you're complete, bowing forward, beautiful day.